Greetings, good day, good evening, good afternoon. Whatever time you may be hearing this, I want to take the time to say a humble salutations to you. Welcome or welcome back to The Healer with yours truly, Keziah Renee. Today's episode is titled Mindful Mondays, but today we're going to talk about the company you keep, or even the company I keep. I kind of been thinking about this topic for a while, so I decided to take the time today to highlight it on my podcast, because why not? This is literally what my platform is for. So it's really high time that we realize the people around you are only there because, you affirm something in them, or you might make them feel better than themselves by comparison. You never really know. That's what we are given the gift of discernment to determine. But like in reality, if you don't like think a certain way, speak a certain way, hell, even look a certain way, talk a certain way, you're not going to be welcomed around, certain groups of people. And like, for example, I was chatting with a friend, and essentially the friend was like, yeah, this group of people, they like women like them, like mean girls who look, a certain way. They have that kind of, I'm just going to say, for lack of better terms, like that baddie aesthetic. The bust down lace, the big fluffy eyelashes, the big lip, like not big lips, because literally we're black, we all have big lips, but the big lip combos, like you using 3 different products, to get one lip. And don't get me wrong, like it's beautiful, it looks beautiful. It worked for you, but it's just like those type of women aren't going to be around someone who is okay with, some, lip liner and gloss and a little bit of mascara. Like, that's not necessarily their type of girls, because they talk about those type of women, like realistically. And there's no way you can tell me, I just don't believe you. Even if you tell me, I won't believe you. That if you are a friend to those type of people, that you don't act like that as well. Because realistically, that's what you have to do around them for them to keep wanting to be around you. Like, even if you say something like a joke, or if you chuckle, or if you're silent, because silence is complacency. Like, people take silence as an agreement. So even being silent in those moments where you hear those type of friends belittling another woman for the way that she looks, you not saying anything against it makes them think that you're okay with it too. So like, you can, in your brain, you think you're okay with saying like, yeah, I don't say anything whenever they get to talking about people, or I just, kind of tune myself out. But it's just like, no, like, you're just as guilty for even being in the room, allowing conversations like that to happen. But I digress. You are the company you keep, whether you realize it or not. Yeah. And it goes really far and really deep. Like, for another example from my personal life is, people would, rather protect predators and protect people who knowingly are seeking out, like younger people to be with romantically, or even just like flirt with. We'd rather protect people like that than to make, communities aware of that person being in the area, or even in somebody's presence. Like, to me, I think of it in the same sense of like, if this is hypothetically, let me be so clear, because y'all will take this and run. Hypothetically speaking, if I had an STD or STI and I had sex with somebody and I didn't let them know, that's a felony. I mean, I could get in trouble for that because I willingly, knowingly put them in danger and hid information for them so they couldn't really make an informed decision or give enthusiastic and informed consent. That's crazy manipulative. So let's take that into a kind of less extreme but still extreme situation of somebody who you know is a predator, somebody who you know has sexually assaulted a person. And let's be so for real, like sexual assault, there's different levels, there's different ways of it, but like assault is assault. And I'm so tired of like us glossing over assault with these little soft blow words like misconduct or a mistake. Like, no, wasn't no mistake. Wasn't no mistake. But just saying, like, if you know someone like that is in an area and then it's not even, it's like it's a small area and they haven't left or you don't see them leaving the area anytime soon, and you're not doing your due diligence to let a community know that like that person is around, you're just as guilty and you deserve a felony, because it's insane to me that you would call yourself caring about a community, caring about, you know, all of the levels of justice, but yet you stay silent when you're faced with a real, you know, decision in terms of like upholding morals and values. And it's just like, if you associate yourself with those type of people, whether you know in your heart that you agree with that or not, groupthink, I'm a psychologist, y'all, like this is real. Groupthink is going to associate you with those people because they don't have time. The groupthink doesn't have time to determine what individuals think. No, nobody, a group of people don't have time for that. They're just going to take whatever they think is common for the whole. And that will have people looking at you sideways because you decided to stay silent about things that they know about. And shout out to my political science friend, like literally just affirming everything that I was thinking, everything that I was saying. Like, y'all don't know this part of me, but, well, maybe you do. But if you don't, I have had 2 parents in the judicial system. They both got locked up. They both were gone for at least a decade each. And knowing they were gone growing up made me want to know about the system a little bit more. And knowing how deeply the system is rigged against us, at the same time, I was learning about how deeply the system like can help you. And I'm not saying help you in the terms of like the system wants Black people free, because let's be real, it doesn't. But the system does, you know, hold people accountable for their actions. Do some people get held accountable a little bit more harshly than others? Absolutely. But like that's not even something that I was thinking about in this situation, because it didn't, you know, apply. The fact was, things happened, and you know, accountability needs to be had. And it was just like, not doing anything is literally complacency. Like I won't not say, because that's exactly, you know, what it is. And because we don't have the resources to rehabilitate somebody, we need to move accordingly and let that be that. yeah, honey, don't associate yourself with people who you know are willingly going against sacred morals and values. Like the mutilation of a woman's body, the mutilation of anybody's body is nothing to be joked about, tampered with, or even like shame. Like there should be no shame about it, but it is. And it's our job, as people that claim to care, to put those things on platforms and speak out against it and let, the community know, like, hey, we actually don't align with this type of behavior. And the work that we do, it shouldn't be impeded by people who participate in this type of behavior. So know that, like, we won't have these type of people in our midst. But let's be so for real. Whenever your role models are people like the Black Panthers, who, I'm not going to say openly, but for a long time, they were disrespecting, degrading their women with nobody saying anything. So now it's like, when you talk about the Black Panthers, the first thing you hear about is them providing political education, regular education, and free breakfast. That's what you hear about the Black Panthers, but you don't hear about how they were literally sexually harassing their women. Like, sexually harassing them, overworking them, under-acknowledging them. Like, that's the real legacy of the Black Panther Party that nobody likes to bring to the light. But it's just like, it's sick how I'm seeing these things repeat. Like, history is repeating itself, and it's very ugly. Like, it's very ugly. Like, oh my goodness. Man. But yeah, I'm going to digress on that. But I'm just saying all this to, like, let you all know the people you have around you are very important, because it not only determines you. If you have a weak mind, having people around you who aren't good influences can really deter your life. But it's just like, those type of people's perspective not only falls upon them, but it falls upon you as well. And if you know people are doing things or not doing things that you don't align with, you need to move accordingly. Like, realistically, it's okay for you to be alone if that means you're not around people who have you questioning your morals because they have none, Like, it's okay to make space and to be by your lonely and just grow within your own self and your own capacity while you wait for people who are in alignment with you to come. Like, truly, it's you need people who are going to see you, who are going to pour into you. You don't need people who just want to hear about the bad day you've had because it makes their day better by comparison. You know what I mean? And I'm talking to y'all like this right now about this because this has really been a big part of my life, right? Like, recently, and just my journey growing as a woman, realizing that, like, the people you have around you matter, and it matters a whole lot more than you think. Because I honestly thought, and this is me, like, I'm talking about from high school to now, y'all. I'm thinking I can be around people and be within groups of people and still maintain my own integrity, my own kind of, like, individuality. And unfortunately, that's just not the truth in a group setting. People are going to think you participate in whatever it is that group does. So it's like giving you a little bit more of my personal life. In high school, I was hanging around people who didn't really necessarily want the best things for themselves. We're kind of participating in crazy things. Don't get me wrong. I'm sexually liberated, but not as sexually liberated as them. So I'm going home, to be with my family and take care of my room, or just kind of recharge and be by myself. And I'm coming back and I'm hearing stories of like crazy, crazy times. And I'm like, wow, y'all, like I'm happy for y'all that y'all were able to like experience that, but it's just like I would never do anything like that. But it wasn't until after I graduated high school and I started talking to like my friends, and they were like, yeah, I thought you were doing all that type of stuff too. And I was like, record scratch, y'all. Like, I was like, absolutely not, I wasn't. Like, what? And people that really genuinely knew me, like, shout out my sister. She lives in Chicago now, but we talk damn near every day. And if we don't talk for a while, we pick it back up. But I digress. She was the one that was just like, yeah, like, I know you, so I know you weren't doing anything like that. But I was just like, dang, I can't believe she's, like, hanging out with people who do stuff like that. And I'm like, wow. I didn't even think about, that. Because I just know I don't participate in stuff like that. So I'm not thinking anybody's putting any of that on me. But it was actually the complete opposite. So yeah, y'all, like, it's a very real thing. It's a very serious thing. And I think we have to do more. We have to be more mindful. That's why I'm talking about it today. We have to do more at preventing ourselves from allowing other people who don't align with us to be around us. Like, it's very simple. Your presence is a present. Your energy is sacred. And everybody does not deserve it. Genuinely. Like, and don't let nobody tell you, I don't care. Just because they're around and they're not doing something is not going to stop other people from thinking that's what they do. Like, it's just genuinely not. And then transparently, that person is going to get caught up in that sauce sometime, and they're going to have to do what the other people do. Like, literally. I didn't do anything I didn't want to do. Putting that out there, plainly. But it's just like, I also didn't disrespect and defile my body in the same, way that the people that I was hanging around at the time did. So it's just like, it's just like a weird gray area to be in whenever you don't necessarily involve yourself that way, but you still kind of want to hang out with them. Yeah, like, it's going to be weird if you don't do anything, like them. So it's just like, that's why I say, if you say you don't do anything, I'm just not going to believe you, because they wouldn't have you around them if you didn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's stuff like that. So yeah, because I didn't mind, like, hey man, I feel like this is getting too far, but I'm gonna just leave it at that. I love you guys. This was kind of a long one, but it was an important one. Like, I feel like this was a topic that a lot of people don't think about, but we have to start being more mindful of this, for sure. But yes, I hope you have a wonderful night and a beautiful tomorrow, and just enjoy the rest of your day or your night or whatever time you may be hearing this. Just enjoy life. Love you guys. Peace.